see that, and you know what I mean? That's like an introductory to kind of multiplication even. So what were you just saying before?
To make 36 cents, you could use 1 quarter, 1 dime, and 1 penny.
Right. So the whole thing is that there's going to, not every student is probably going to be doing this the same way.
Yeah.
There's different ways to, and different points to use, which is why we have down on that worksheet. So we have, it says, write the number of coins you used next to the appropriate coin or coins. So for a quarter, you would just write, if you used 1 quarter, you would write 1. And you can play with it and have them try and do a different way also and make for number 1. You know, once they get, let's just say, you know, she got 1 quarter, 1 dime, 1 penny, have them try and challenge them, and if they get it, and make it a different way. Okay.
And another activity is called How Much Is Your Name Worth? And this is good. It's like gives like a personal kind of thing to it. It makes like
personal connection.
Exactly. And as you can see on the last page, it has like a list of like K is worth 6 cents. And students will find the value of each letter in their names and add them to find the total value of their name. And then after your students are done, this could be a way of even like beginning of the year, like getting to know each other type of thing. And they can make a chart to summarize the results, integrating a different math topic with charts and showing value. And mine came to 36 cents.
Okay, so now we have the instructional method. So a teacher should build on the skills that students already know, of course, such as skip counting by 5s and 10s, so that counting the change becomes, second nature. It's easy. And a teacher should provide, of course, real-world and personal examples so students can connect to the content more easily. So if you have like a word problem, something that maybe, you go to this store and you buy this, and you want them to, basically, so it's a real-world example, and they can personally relate to it, and it helps them to solve the problem more easily. A teacher should also use differentiated instruction.
And I actually had my little sister who's in 2nd grade try out the alphabet activity, and since she had no coins, she used tally marks, and I found that really interesting because I would have never thought of using tallies to count, because since she's only in 2nd grade, she couldn't add all the coins up because she didn't have the manipulatives like in front of her. So I thought that was really interesting how she did that.
So it's also good, like if you, of course, you want to give the students manipulatives, but it's also interesting if you didn't, just to see how they would solve it without them.
Exactly.
It just gets to, it helps the teacher, you guys, to know where they're at, where their head's at.
So I was like so surprised when I.
Yeah. So also make instruction fun and interactive, provide numerous opportunities for students to use manipulatives, use games and other activities to engage the students, and encourage them to use their own examples.
More with the instructional methods, a teacher should gradually move his or her students from a conceptual understanding to a procedural understanding. Moving away from an understanding of the names and values of coins to counting how many coins are in all, to using problem-solving questions that involve adding or subtracting coins. For example, students should be able to give back change. If I buy an item that is 20 cents and I pay with a quarter, how much money will I get back? 5 cents.
And on to assessing student work. So for formal assessment, completion of the worksheets that you use is helpful, and also a unit test at the end is another formal assessment. Informal observation and analysis of students working. You walk around, you see what's clicking, what's not clicking, what you should work on further with them. And whole class and small group discussion goes with the guided notes.
Discussion. And what can anyone tell us that we learned about money today? And how it really fits in here.
Like the history and how they used to, what kinds of things they used to use instead of money before they had coins and paper money.
Bartering. Like, how do you know how much a piece of corn is worth compared to at night? You have no way. So value becomes.
And what are and you can go over like why did we learn about money? What do they already know? Why is it important? Just a simple, just we use it in everyday life. And
the students will eventually even become curious in it because it's around them like daily, all the time. Like they buy even their lunch. Like they have to use money to buy their lunch at school, so they have to learn this to know. And then, how does money tie into other mathematical topics, or tie into other mathematical topics?
Yeah, and I was gonna say, I remember last semester I taught a lesson with money, and we were doing economics, so like savings, like that's a big one, like they said allowances at that age, that's really important, it comes into their, most of the kids' life.
Especially learning like the value, because a lot of kids don't realize like what the value of like, you know, $7 is. They're like, oh, $7, but like actually having them in front of it and like seeing the value of it.
Morgan?
It also helps with symbolic thought, because kind of like you said, your sister was using tallies. So if she had a dime, she would do 10 tallies, but this is one object and it represents 10. So that's like the symbolic thought.
Right. Again, problem solving involving addition, someone said subtraction as well.
This is decimals too, because money like change is decimal. So
that's a whole different math topics that we can
exactly tie into it.
And